Alright guys, here we go. So I have a couple of my athletes. JoJo right here. He's a 2030 safety, pretty good athlete. We have some technical stuff that we're working on and cleaning up with him. He has some habits that he's been reliant on in the past. But we talk about as the margin of error starts to narrow. We have Cash back here. Cash right here. He's a young athlete working on the technique as well. So the drill we're working on right here is it's one of my twitch drills. It's an inch step that we do. Essentially the athlete takes the 6 inch steps, right? So essentially when they make that step, they're supposed to clear their heel every single time. Boom, right? So with minimal ground contact right here, right? So this is boom. This is the highest his foot goes off the ground right here, right? Boom, right? That's the highest his foot gets off the ground. Right? And he's supposed to clear his heel every single time. Once he move, boom, right? So clearing your heel means essentially you're just getting you're getting the back foot behind the front heel every single time right here, right? And what this does is it allows us to move in a tight space, allows us to still be quick and still be powerful. Because as a DB, you're gonna have to break. We're trying to keep things in front of us. We're gonna have to break down, and we're gonna have to break down. And the worst thing in the world is to get caught in the air, right? So if I'm breaking because I see someone in front of me breaking and I have to get there, but I got to get back to the ground first before I can make that break. It's very rare that I'm going to make that play. Right, so a big thing that this drill helps us with right here, as you'll see, we start off walking it. They start off walking, well, then it speeds up right here, right? So I'll usually say read and speed. All right, I'm very big on my athletes understanding tempo, understanding how to control their tempo. Right, so JoJo's an athlete who is guilty of not knowing how to control tempo. Right, so he's a quicker athlete and he does everything a million miles an hour. And sometimes in route to doing things a million miles an hour, he misses steps. He throws his own rhythm off, or he may run in place. So I'm really focusing with him on not just being fast, but with him the focus is on being powerful right here, right? And I'm powerful when I can generate force from a tight space right here, right? So being able to feel every single step I take is very important right here, right? Um, Another big part of the drill right here, outside of tempo, is balance right here, right? So I really like to see, I really don't like to see my athletes lock their arm completely out. Right here. I just don't like it. It looks crazy, and it's giving my body the false sense of balance right here, right? Because I have this weight just hanging down right here, and then my body thinks, okay, we're good, we're balanced, right? When in reality, I'm not, because as soon as my arms start moving, I'm doing the whole balance off right here, right? So I prefer to see a bent elbow right here, just kind of priming myself to be able to run right here. I want my arms to move with me, right? It could be subtle, and my arms should be moving with me, right? Because the ideal is to become a sprinter through all of my transition. I want to become a sprinter right now, right? So the sooner I can become a sprinter, the more likely I am to make the play, as opposed to being late to the play. All right. So it's some of the things that we teach you. Step one, two. You see constant ground contact, striking with the ball of their foot right here, right? So you'll see a lot of athletes right here want to strike with just their toes right here, right? It feels quick and it's not very powerful and not very sustainable right here, right? So you also see those same athletes struggle to come out of breaks. You see those same athletes get on their heels before they make a break or before they transition right here, right? Which takes us away from the play, right? So the goal is efficiency right here, right? So this is a movement right here that's going to help us with efficiency right here, right? So you'll see him stand balanced right here. Like I said, I told y'all before, I don't like the arms, but cool, I can live with it right now. The biggest thing is that we balance right here, right? So we're not in the squat. So we're not here in the squat right here, right? So I tell my athletes, you push your butt back, get your glutes engaged. Boom. So this is pretty good for JoJo right here. It may be a little bit lower than we want to be. JoJo he's a knee bender, right? But you'll see what I mean by a little bit lower than what his body wants to naturally where his body wants to naturally take him, right? You'll get it in a second, right? But so he's moving, boom, everything's tight right here. Like I said, I like to see a little bit arm movement right here, right? I don't running arms because I'm not running right here, but I do want it to be subtle. Just prime my arms for the break that's coming right here, right? Boom. All right. So we got here, back. All right, and you'll see him. Look at this right here, boom. All right. So he's gonna transition right here. Right foot is a break. Right foot right here is gonna be a break foot right here, right? So we always talk about a break foot and lead foot right here, right? So break foot, lead foot right here, right? My break foot is the foot that generates force, and my lead foot is I'm going to lead. I'm going to lead with it right here. Right foot generates force. So so as soon as that break foot hits right here, boom, force, boom. All right, he's supposed to lead with his back foot right here, right? So I like to see, and another thing that I work on JoJo with is his hips, his abductor and adductor. Strengthen those. I mean, really just his whole core right here. Just strengthening those areas for him. So you'll see right now that he doesn't really open his hips as wide as he can, or this may be as wide as he can right here, right? And he ends up stepping. So the first foot is down right here. He ends up stepping right here, right? So he really didn't open up very much. He got there eventually because he can run a little bit, and the goal is to be efficient right here, right? I want to minimize those extra steps right here, right? So I'm looking for constant ground contact. I'm feeling the ground, so I always know where my feet are. But right now, my lead foot is not leading me right here, right? So if both of them are doing, I say all the time, if both feet are doing the same job, that means no one's doing their job. If my brake foot, my lead foot are both doing the same thing, no one's doing their job, right? So my brake foot is right here, my lead foot is in the same spot, right? So now my lead foot became my brake foot. Right, still not a bad movement for him, but this is going to be a big key for his game right here. A big key in taking his game to the next level as he progresses to be a high school athlete right here. Right, these things are super important. Right, so I still like the mechanics up top right here. I'm very big on, like I said, becoming a sprinter right now. Right, so to become a sprinter, I need to have sprint mechanics. So that means my arms have to make sense. So good job with the arms, opening it up right here. Right, you'll see as soon as their brake foot hits, boom, it's what these guys are trying to do. As soon as their brake foot hit, their on goes. Perfect right here. Now I'm a sprinter right here, right? So I tell all my athletes, all right, your lead foot, your belly button, your nose are all on the screen right here, right? So as soon as their brake foot hits, I need those things to go there right now, to go to where you're going right now, right? So my lead foot is going to help me to generate that angle that I'm trying to get to. That's going to eliminate me having to go here and then there, right? If I have to do that to get there, I won't make the play, right? So angles are super important, right? If my eyes see it, my body needs to be able to take me there. Things we work on. All right, but you see, he did better on the second one. So he opened up, boom. Right. So he could. So right here, he put the foot down right there. He could have been 2 yards ahead right now. He could have already been 2 yards ahead, but he stepped behind himself, put it down here. Like I said, it still looks good because he's a quick athlete, so it looks like it's very efficient. While sometimes it's not, right? And I'm the biggest fan, of my athletes and what they can do, But when it comes to training, I'm out of fan mode. I'm in critique mode because that's what everybody else's job, So regardless of what level you're on, whether you're trying to go and play college ball, is these coaches' job is to not pay you as much as they can pay you. You know what I mean? When you're trying to go to the NFL, they evaluate you so they can see how cheap they can get you. So these small things matter right here, right? And not only that, but in regards to making plays right here, right? I'm sure that there are some plays that he left on the field because he was almost there, right? And if that resonates with you, then let me know in the comments. So open up, boom. All right, then I open up, then we open up again here. All right, left foot break now. So now it's left foot break. Boom. Now it's left foot break here. All right, look at the lean right here. All right, belly button. I always say belly button down and chin down in my transition. Belly button down, chin down right here. All right, it keeps me going from going chin high and belly button out here. Then I'll be back on my heels and I'm gonna have a hard time getting there. So all right, so now he's breaking. So now his break foot is gonna be the right foot. So which foot do you think is gonna be his lead foot? Left foot gonna be lead foot right here. And the job of the break foot is to generate force. The job of the lead foot is to point me to where I'm trying to go. So I need to take that foot and point it to where I'm trying to go. Right. Remember that foot is attached on the screen, my belly button and my chin. Everything should be going to where I'm trying to go right now. All right. Let's see if he has the sprint mechanics here. Boom. Break foot now. Opens it up. Look at that. Opens up. That's not bad. Look at the arms. Boom, look at transition. Now he transitioned to a sprinter right now, right? See, something beautiful about becoming a sprinter right out of your break. And I always talk about when I come out of their break, I want to break glass with my back knee, right? So the same foot that generated force, I want to break glass with the knee right here, right? So watch this. All right, boom, break glass. Boom, look at how he drives it through right here, right? That's perfect right here, right? So there's not a lot of wasted motion right here. All right, he's striking with the ball of the foot. Boom, violent right here. He's a little bit on his toes, right? He's a little on his toes right here, right? So it could be a little bit more powerful. So again, like my job is to critique, man. I'm not here to be your friend. I'm here to make you better, man. So my job is to critique you so you learn how to critique yourself. All right, discipline yourself so no one else has to. If you don't want to hear me critiquing you, then figure this shit out. But so here, boom, so a little bit toe action right here, right? So remember, that's going to take away from some of our power, right? So one, it makes me taller, and it takes away from me getting to this angle right here, right? So my belly button's down, my chin's down, right? But this has to be there too, right? So just like how you get into your triple extension when you're power cleaning and things like that, like the ankles, the hips, the knees, all taking you there. All right, same as that thing right here, right? But so right here, I'm on my toes. It's gonna take away. It's gonna take a little bit of my power away. But the mechanics may save them right here. The mechanics may save them right here, all right? Because he became a sprinter as soon as possible. So here, open up, drop, man. The knee drop is crazy. Boom, the knee drop. Boom, break glass with knee, and he's a sprinter right now. Boom, with the arms. Boom, right here, right? So a big thing for me is also the rhythm right here, right? Notice that he doesn't break stride, he doesn't lose rhythm right here, right? Well, I will say here, boom, he got a little bit choppy right here with the hands. Think right here, right? Got a little choppy right here with the hands, and then a transition right here. Go ahead and get around now. Boom, right? Other than that, it's not bad. He caught it. Got it there right here, right? So boom, one, two, right? So he still had 2 feet on for a while. I said I like to see 1, 2, right? Just like when you're walking, it's 1 foot and then the other foot right here. All right. So I want to see that frequency. Boom, left, right, left. All right. See. So this should be going right now, right? So I'm gonna take a few of the points away, but overall still clean right here, right? So overall the intention is what we're working through right here, right? So again, I tell them when we train it, it don't have to be super fast, right? We have our moments where I want everything full speed and we go, ball to the wall and things like that. And for the most part, especially at this part of the postseason right here, right? We're coming off of repairing tissue, repairing nervous system right here, and we're about to start transitioning into getting ready for spring and getting ready to climb the depth chart right here, right? So it's super, super, super important that we're intentional about these movements right here. Boom, right here. All right, looks good. Then when you slow it down, you kind of see the nuances that I'm referring to. All right, that's what we look for with all the athletes that we work with. Attention to detail, intentionality, trying to build those efficient habits right here, right? So if I see you doing it, 1 time and you do it perfect that 1 time, I'm holding you to that standard every time. Because once you show me that you're capable of it, I'm going to hold you to the standard. And we're going to establish those habits that are conducive to you being an efficient athlete and being able to make plays consistently. Otherwise, you're not getting paid. You're not going to go to whatever school you want to. You're not going to make the plays you want to make. You know, then always a trickle down. So, like I always say, again, discipline yourself so no one else has to discipline. All right. The sauce is homemade. It's Coach Third, the Miss Miyagi movement, Seatbelt Academy, all that good stuff. Keep locking shit down.